Hi guys, I'm Dave in real life and welcome to today's Unmissable, and we're going straight into
Art. Tag.
Yep, big news. John Cena will be on that European tour leading into the road to WrestleMania. He is scheduled for 3 dates. I don't know if these dates will be the last time we see him in Europe in 2025, but it's certainly the road to WrestleMania. First off, on the 17th of March in Brussels, Belgium, and then he goes over to the UK. And the first date is on the 24th in Scotland, Glasgow, Scotland. And then he is in London, England on the 31st. So honestly, if you want to see Cena and you're a massive Cena fan, this is the perfect opportunity for you to go and do that. Some of these dates will be on Netflix as they're like either Raw or a SmackDown, but it's just great to see John Cena going across Europe, and it really is probably your last chance that you will get to see him before he disappears into the movie world. John Cena's farewell tour on the road to WrestleMania. Then even bigger news, and I'm saying this, bigger news than John Cena, and that is Evolve, WWE Evolve. We were worried that here in the UK, or especially across Europe, we would not get to see this. And WWE have answered, and it will be on YouTube internationally. So yeah, we have got an opportunity to see Evolve, which will be good. I will be watching. I don't know if I can guarantee watch-alongs. It's on a Thursday, which is always a difficult day for me to stream, but I will look at it. If I can do at least 1 or 2 episodes a month, then we will do it. But it's not going to be something that will be a regular thing, unfortunately. I just can't commit to it as much as I would want to, but we will look at it for sure. And then we're going to go on to today's Raw review. So, without further ado,
We've entered the war zone.
Yep, this week's Raw started off with Sami Zayn answering the challenge which was made to him on SmackDown by Kevin Owens. Obviously, Sami Zayn did look a little bit beaten up. He came in like civilian clothes, to be quite honest with you. Looked like a bit of a lumberjack, to be honest. He'd done his hair up nice. It looked like he'd gone to church and that his mummy had made him do his hair up. But I digress. He came out just to address the fact that he wanted to fight Kevin Owens one way or another, and that he wasn't scared. And that basically the package power driver wasn't there to further Kevin Owens' career or anything like that. It was purely to end Sami Zayn's career. It was pure intent to take Sami out of wrestling altogether, which in Sami's world was unforgivable, which it would be for anybody. So Adam Pearce did come out. He broke Sami's stride, so to say, and he basically said, look, it's a no. He said no. Then he went on to say, WWE said no. The doctors said no. The computer said no. Everyone's saying no. No. This angered Sami. He had enough. He came down to Adam Pearce and got in his face, saying, I will do whatever it takes. I'm not scared that Kevin Owens is going to do this to me because I'm going to do it to him. What are you going to do if I do it to him? And finally, Adam Pearce caved in, and so did the man from Del Monte, because they both ended up saying yes, but to a non-sanctioned match. We've seen these before. I mean, Shawn Michaels and Triple H did a fantastic unsanctioned match way back in the early 2000s. I think it was a SummerSlam. But I mean, honestly, whenever I hear unsanctioned, right, they shouldn't have a referee. There should be no ref. To be honest, there should be no bell. There should be nothing of official, nobody calling out their names because it's unsanctioned. It's not official. It's not registered with the WWE Universe. So this will not go down on the record books. So neither of them are going to win. It's never going to be a win or a loss. They just get nothing. It's just going to be a pure, simple fight between the two of them. If they do it right, then that's how it should go. But knowing WWE, there will be a ref. There will be a ring bell. There will be a time limit. You get what I mean? So that makes it not unsanctioned. So please, WWE, do what you say on the tin. Make it unsanctioned. Let's strip away everything and just have these two buddy, best of friends, worst of enemies, fight it out. Fight forever, so to say. But yeah, really looking forward to that. That is going to be in Toronto at the Elimination Chamber. It's finally been announced, and it is not official, but official. Then we did go on to our first match, or I believe it to be the first match. I haven't really got all the matches down, to be honest. I've just picked out the highlights. And one of the highlights was AJ Styles versus Dominic Mysterio, Dirty Dom. And AJ picked up a victory. He beat Dirty Dom. And then out of the crowd, or just out of nowhere, really, came Braun Breaker. So he got into the ring. AJ managed to move out of the way, and Braun Breaker speared poor old Dominic. In fact, this night for the Judgment Day was a very, very bad night. Nobody came out of this looking good for the Judgment Day, and we'll get to that as we go through the matches. But yeah, this looks like Braun Breaker versus AJ Styles in the near future, and I'm totally down for that. It's going to be a blast. I mean, honestly, it's mouthwatering. I love AJ Styles. Always been a big fan of his, and Braun Breaker is the future. So, yeah, this is a perfect little feud for both of them. And, yeah, totally down for whenever this happens. And then we will go to Dakota Kai. This is a number one's contenders match for the IC Championship. Lyra Valkyrie would come down to ringside, looking very, very hot in that nice dress that she was wearing. So did Dakota Kai, to be honest, but she wasn't wearing a dress. Ivy Nile would lose, which was a shock. I didn't know if we were going to go down this route, but we have. Dakota Kai picking up the victory. Yeah, so it will be Dakota Kai versus Lyra Valkyrie next week on Monday Night Raw. So really interesting confrontation between them two. And yeah, looking forward to that match. But yeah, there's nothing much to talk about with that match in particular. Just that Dakota Kai seems to have got new entrance music, and possibly there's new graphics as well. So that's very interesting. And it's nice to see Dakota Kai in action and getting the opportunities that she deserves. And then we go on to Gunter. Gunter segment was quite fun. He did the entrance that Jay normally does, which I might, if you're in the crowd and you're a big Jay Uso fan and you're expecting him to come out into the crowd so you can have your little moment with him, and then you get Gunter, that must be that must be a body blow, right? That must be upsetting. The fans weren't exactly into this. So Gunter came down into the arena like Jay does, was asking people to yeet, which some did. Some actually yeeted, which I thought was quite... I mean, how fickle are fans? Oh, well, it was like the yes movement when people were just doing the yes, even though it was like Stephanie McMahon or Triple H what was asking them to do it. It's like, aren't you supposed to not like these people? And they were still doing it anyway. But yeah, that's what it was like with Gunter. The kids were hurling abuse at Gunter, which was fun. Yeah, the kids actually stole the show. There was an incident during the ad break with Theory and Grayson Waller, where Grayson Waller was pushing the kid out of the way. He wasn't even in frame, but he kept pushing him out of the way. So honestly, the WWE superstars are going to the next level to have fun with the audience. It's always fun. This did lead to Jay coming out as Gunther entered the ring, and we just had a bit of a back and forth. And the usual, we got the people from backstage. I mean, Jamie Noble came out, Gregory Helms. Yeah, we just saw the security getting, the enhancement talent getting super kicked and thrown over the top rope, as we normally do, as we're building to that WrestleMania 41 match between Gunther and Jay. Jay did have an interview later on with Kathy Kelly, and pretty much saying people underestimate me. They shouldn't be underestimating me. I am good enough to be main event. So yeah, pretty much an emotional Jay, and very interesting to see how all this unfolds in the upcoming months. Then we go on to our first Elimination Chamber qualifying match, which was Roxanne Perez, or Roxanne Perez, as Lillian would wrongly announce as she came down to the ring. I didn't even realise this happened, to be quite honest with you, watching the live watch along, and nobody mentioned it in the chat, to be fair. I had to see this from Days as Unseen. Yeah, but yeah, I actually watched Days. Yeah, deal with it. But yeah, this was interesting, and she definitely says Roxanne rather than Roxanne. But what's amazing out of this is that actually Roxanne Perez actually won. She won, and there was no interference from Bayley. Bayley wasn't even at ringside. The interference came from Bianca Belair, Wonder Woman, and Naomi. Obviously, they had come over from SmackDown to Monday Night Raw on a revenge tour of their own, because of what happened to Jade Cargill. So, yeah, they did come down. The distraction was caused. Raquel hit the pin from Roxanne Perez, who hit the little pop rock on her, the big lady. And, will advance. So she will now face Bayley, Naomi, Bliss, Morgan, and Wonder Woman in the Elimination Chamber. So that's going to be a hell of a fun little match. It's nice to see new people getting invited into these chamber matches, because we all pretty much thought it was going to be Raquel, didn't we? But no, it's a little pop rock herself, Roxanne Perez, who is going to live on this, going to dine on this for a while. She already thinks she's the best female star in NXT. Now she's going to think that she's the biggest star on the main roster. Let's see what she's got, man. Excited for this. As I alluded to just a moment ago, that Bianca and Naomi came down and attacked Liv Morgan and Raquel, getting revenge on what happened to Jade Cargill. They were wearing interesting outfits, cheerleader outfits. And it's like, what's this for that? But apparently there is a reference to a movie called Bring It On, and this was the West Crompton Clovers outfits from that very same movie. So this was very classy, actually. I did like this. And we spotted the reference pretty much straight away, which I'm proud of. But yeah, this is from the movie Bring It On, which starred Kirsten Dunst. You know, the nipple girl from Spider-Man. When she's in the rain and she's got a nipple on. I'm not going to show you an image of that, because certain people will drop a load. But anyway, I digress. Roxanne Perez did qualify for the chamber match, just to clarify. We do move on to a Boo Day section, where they talk about the truths, that why are you all getting upset at us for cutting away from Big E, what was doing nothing. He was just seeing to himself. He wasn't a part of the group anymore. He was just starring on the post shows. He was no longer a part of the New Day. So why were people upset? This did bring out LWO, who obviously were upset from last week's Raw, where Ray got injured. So it looks like we're going to have a showdown in the not too distant future. But who would be that partner to help the Boo Day? I mean, we'll have to have a 3-on-3, right? So who joins the Boo Day? We'll have to wait and see. I mean, there's only one person out there what's got a bigger boo rate than the Boo Day, and that is Dominic Mysterio. So, or Logan Paul, for that matter. Yeah, just stick Logan Paul with him, and then it'll be Boo Central. Anyway, I digress. That is just me just having a bit of fun. Then we got the main event of the evening. and kind of one of the biggest botchers of the evening as well. Seth Rollins beats Finn Balor twice. Yeah, not happy with beating him the first time. He beat him again. Basically, massive ref botch here. I mean, to be quite honest with you, for the sake of a couple of minutes, he should have just done the pin. You know what I mean? We should have just done it early and done the match, and then have Seth just spitball something and, you know, attack Finn afterwards, you know, just to eat up the time. But yeah, they screwed it up, basically. It was plainly obvious that there was a free count. But then we continued the match, and I think even Seth even mouths abuse at the referee. Why don't you just count the flipping pin? Well, what are you doing? Everybody saw it, you idiot. But yeah, Seth Rollins did beat Finn twice, which ridiculous. Just should have called it on the first one. If it's Seth what was always going to win, just call it. It's simple. Stops all this kind of garbage that we have to do now. But yeah, now Seth does join Damian Priest, Logan Paul, Drew McIntyre, John Cena, and CM Punk in the Elimination Chamber match. Oh my God, it's not that long away now. It does look like we're getting closer and closer. Obviously, we've got the Kevin Owens match assigned as well tonight. So big news in that regard, but not massive news and not a really massive show. We did get during this match, which threw me off because I was like, why are people fireflying? What the hell's going off here? And yeah, we got the fireflies. People got out their mobile phones. There was clearly fireflies in full effect from the crowd. And there is a reason. It is the 2-year anniversary since we last saw Bray on Friday Night SmackDown. His last appearance on the SmackDown show was 2 years ago. So, yeah, the fireflies were out in full force playing a tribute to Bray Wyatt, which was lovely to see. It didn't register straight away, but then I'm not sure if somebody mentioned it in the chat or I just like put one and two together. But yeah, it was just a nice little tribute. Yeah, a lot of people were thinking, fireflies? What is that? Wyatt 6 are coming on Raw? No, it was a tribute to Bray Wyatt in the end. But it was lovely to see. And they might do the same on Friday night SmackDown, so just be mindful of that. If the fans do the firefly thing, then it's not necessarily being prompted by WWE itself. It's just a fan tribute, so to say, like they do in the football, you know, when they do the clap when for a minute or so during a match. Do you get me? You get it. You'll know what I'm talking about. But yeah, that was a lovely little tribute and nothing to do with the Wyatt 6. It was more about Bray Wyatt. We have got the match next week. Like we've got Lyra Valkyria versus Dakota Kai. We have also got Bianca Belair and Naomi taking on Liv Morgan and Raquel Rodriguez. Yeah, this is for the tag team titles. So 2 titles on the line next week in Cincinnati, I believe it is. So yeah, a must-see show. We are live for that next week as well. So it's all good. But yeah, Monday Night Raw, it was an average show. I enjoyed it. It wasn't a slog. 2.5 hours is perfect. We've talked about how here's the sweet spot, and SmackDown should be the same, to be honest. But yeah, I thought it was an enjoyable show. Nothing too amazing happened. I love the fact that Roxanne Perez is in the Elimination Chamber. She very much deserves it. Hopefully this is her now pretty much announced on the main roster, which fingers crossed it is. But yeah, all in all, it wasn't a bad show. I give it a 6.5. I think that was very generous of me to 6.5. I think it's a step up from last week. I feel like once we get Elimination Chamber out of the way, we will start seeing a little bit better Raws, I think. We need to start really pushing the storylines now for WrestleMania 41 because we're getting ever closer to that. So, yeah, I do think since Raw's debut on Netflix, it's kind of been flat. The show of the week is still NXT. They're absolutely killing it over there. But, yeah, I think there's got to be a lot of work on Raw, a lot of work on SmackDown to catch up to that. So let me know what you thought of Monday Night Raw, of course, in the comment section below. And, yeah, hopefully you will see me tonight for NXT. It will be a good show tonight. as it always is. So I've been Dave in real life. You guys have been awesome. Until the next time. Bye for now.